Hello, hello. My name is Beth Green, otherwise known as Granny Rocks, and this is.
James Maynard, otherwise known as Sweet Baby James. I'm handling the chat here, so please chat with us and I'll pass it on to Beth. She
Uh,
can talk directly to you.
well, It's not working. Is the thing pushed all the way in?
Mm-hmm.
Let's see.
Feels like it.
Well, he'll have to talk
I'll
in.
talk into yours.
Okay.
Yeah, 'cause I got the light.
Okay. Ah. Well, tonight I'm going to talk about a topic that we all are very familiar with. Can
Stress. Mm-hmm.
can you go onto Facebook?
Oh yeah.
Yes, it's stress. And it's like what causes stress and how does it impact us and is there an alternative and anyway, I'm not saying this is going to be the ultimate on stress, but it is going to be a start of a conversation. And I hope you join that conversation and that you speak to us through the chat. And if you do, and you're live with us while we're live, then I can actually answer you on the air. So there you have it. Okay. Let's hope that people can hear Sweet Baby James even though it's not showing up that he's on. And it's not even showing up that we are on either.
That's right. For some reason, it doesn't show as a transmission.
It says we're streaming. Okay.
But is Facebook receiving?
Hello, Facebook. Is
First
anybody
call to
out there?
Facebook.
The only problem is that we wouldn't know if you are out there
Unless
because,
you say something.
yeah, but we won't know if they're saying anything because we can't get onto my channel. So, other than that,
Oh, hold
oh,
on. No.
no, it's not. We don't know if it's working or it isn't working. Oh my God, what is going on now? See, this is stress.
Yeah, this is another example.
Another example of
Well, we can try to deal
stress.
with it calmly and
Very
systematically,
calmly.
methodically.
Okay, are you going to try to deal with it calmly and methodically
Absolutely.
and see where it
And
is?
I will
Well, the
check
worst
the
part is
connection
we
again.
can't even, yes, let's check the connection, but most important, we don't even know if we are broadcasting, but we hope so. Okay, I would say somebody should call us on the phone, except we took the phone out so that it wouldn't ring. I'm going to play the piano for a moment. Okay, this is a perfect example of stress, right?
Aha, we're on.
Oh, thank you. There's comments. They're all probably taking this. Yes, we're
Oh,
on. Thank you. Thank you.
Hello, Beth James.
Okay, so I'm going to go back to you. Would you just say hello to everybody? And then I'm going to get to the topic of stress, which I think I've handled this pretty calmly.
Yes, you have. As have I
Unbelievable.
think.
All right, so
Yeah.
let's say hello to our friends who've talked to us
Yes,
already.
Blanquita says hello, Beth and James.
Hola,
Buenos noches.
Blanquita.
And then Tracy says hello and sends a heart of love
Hello back.
back at you. And then Pamela says, hi, friends, and sends lots of hearts back and forth.
Hi,
Hi,
Pamela.
same at you. And then Lisa says, good evening, Beth and James. You are on. I hear you both. Thank you.
Isn't that
Lisa.
wild? We were the only ones who couldn't see us. Okay. And it sounds like she's hearing you too, James. So we're good to
Yeah,
go.
that's
And
right.
you
Well,
want
I hear you both, she says.
yeah, you want to drag that down? Oh,
Roger says you are.
hi.
Thank you,
Yes.
Richard. Catalina says, thumbs up. Yay.
Thumbs up to
Mona
you.
Bendra says, good morning. Have a nice day.
Good morning. Namaste.
Namaste. And Amy says, yes, you're on.
Yay. Okay, so now on to the topic of stress. Well,
Always start a show on that theme.
on that theme. Okay, so what I want to say about stress is, first of all, we experience so much stress on a daily basis that
All of us.
all of us, I would say all of us, and
Todd
there's
says,
even
hi there. And Catalina says, Mike.
James Mike isn't on, but it is.
There are people who are hearing me.
And well, maybe that's when you were talking into here. And Todd says, hi there. So I don't know. Why don't you try speaking again, James?
Hello, hello, hello. Yes.
Yes, it is. Okay. It's maybe a little weak,
I'll
but
just
anyway.
speak up.
So what it is that I want to say about stress, as I say, this is not going to be the definitive program on stress on the planet. But stress is usually related to something that we fear is going to happen or might happen if something happens or if something doesn't happen. So let's talk about something really simple. Okay. Your child gets hit by a car and you don't know what's going to happen. You don't know if the child is going to be crippled for life, if it's just got a bruise. You don't know what's going to happen. But there is this moment of panic of not knowing what is going to happen. And that causes, horrible stress. You know, it's like, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no. We always think the worst is going to happen, and sometimes it is the worst that does happen, but sometimes it isn't. But anyway, that moment is like, and then what can I do? How can I fix it? And that is part of the problem of the not knowing. That not only do we not know what is going to happen, but often we don't know what to do. Oh no, oh no, oh no. Oh no! What can I do? What can I do? I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. I don't know. I don't know CPR. I don't know how to fix a broken leg. I don't know if I should move him.
Things that are beyond our control.
Right.
Boy, that's stressful.
Now maybe we're in the medical profession and we're brilliant and we know exactly what to do, but we'll still be stressed because we don't know. Nobody ever knows the outcome of anything. You know, it looks like, oh, it's not a big deal, and then you find out there is internal bleeding. Okay. We can hear him, but it's much softer than mine. Okay, so what am I going to do? I'm going to crank him up, which I shouldn't have to do because that messes.
Crank me up.
All right. Okay, very good. Okay, thank you, Todd. So hopefully that's. Anyway, what do we do? So that's an obvious, and don't let her hump him. Stop him. That's the cause of the peeing. No, don't get her away. So we have a new stress, which is we have a new dog. Oh my God. It's been one thing after another. And then he's marking in the house because she's humping him. And it's all of this. But anyway, I don't want to get into it, but there's a lot of stress going on over here.
But I did find a solution, but we can talk later about solutions.
Oh, okay. So that's an example of what causes stress, is the fear of what could happen and not knowing what to do, feeling sort of unprepared to deal with it. And there's another kind of stress, though. I think we all know about that stress, so I don't want to go into that. But there's another kind of stress that is caused by inner conflict. Does that sound like inner conflict?
Sure does.
Should I do this or should I do that? And I think I should do this, but I don't want to. I don't want to. I don't want to. I don't want to. For example, speaking about dogs,
Yeah.
I do not like to discipline dogs because I'm afraid they're not going to love me. Oh, if I do this, she's not going to love me. And the worst of it is that if you don't do the right thing to discipline the dog, they probably won't love you anyway. Because you let it run amok. And that's not a good thing. So I have this new dog, and I'm afraid it's not going to love me. So I let it get away with murder, and then all of a sudden, in one day, it's turned into a monster who doesn't love me anymore. So now I have to do the things that you have to do, you know. And I mean, when I say discipline, I don't mean like I hit the dog. I mean, they say the first 2 days you should leash the dog to you, and he is actually on the floor as we speak. Wait, I'm going to show you. I don't know if I'm going to show you or not. Could you get Lily off
Oh,
Alvin,
she's
please?
to the side.
No, I want her off. Okay,
She's over to the side. Go ahead.
James, I'm trying to
Oh,
show
you
them
can't
Alvin.
see. Well,
Okay,
my knee.
your knee is in the way too.
I
Okay,
wasn't
there
worried
we
about
go.
somebody's knee.
There we go. So you see that black and white dog? That's the new guy on the block. So I've got him on a leash and he's attached to me most of the time now for the last couple of hours and he was very annoyed with me. But I already know that that's really the right thing, you know, but I don't want to do it. And that causes me stress. Oh no, he's not going to love me. He's not going to love me. He's not going to love me. He's not. So it's my inner conflict that is making this worse. I am supposed to be calm.
That's soothing. So listening to soothing music could help.
Anyway, I hope you're hearing Sweet Baby James now because I did turn his volume up. So, anyway, I'm supposed to stay calm. Well, I can't stay calm if I'm sitting here in inner conflict about the dog not loving me. It's like, oh, yes, I'm really projecting a lot of calm. Like, anyway, sometimes you just have to make up your mind to do the hard thing. And then oh boy, I can really relate, Todd said. Ooh, that is cool. He didn't say anything about your voice, but he said he could relate, which I like, which is a good thing. So, anyway, I finally made the decision, and there are other things that I decided on today, and amazingly, I am much calmer. And I think it's working. It's the same. Can you ask him to look at the power button
Oh, it's
and
been on all this time.
the power button is on and his receiver is on and speak, oh worthy one. Oh, wait a minute. James, you speak now.
Hello, 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 hello.
Okay. Well, I bet your receiver is not attached because this one that I thought was me, was you, is actually me. So I don't know who you is. So maybe
So
this is the wrong cable. Anyway, we'll have to get friendly. Oh, he said it's better.
it's better.
Oh, good.
You,
Better is worse.
turning
Better
up the
than
right white one.
at
Right one,
least.
the one with
Okay,
the-
thank you. So anyway, sometimes we just have to decide that we have to take the risk of losing something in order to have it. And I think I talked about that last week. And so, because I know that the path that I was on was doomed. And so how often do we know? Oh, he says, no, it's not better. Okay, so the only thing that you could do would be to trace this cable and see if
That's
it's
the connection.
the connection to the cable.
You carry on.
In the meantime, I'm going to carry on karaoke. So it's ironic how often we do this to ourselves. We do the same thing over and over. And Amy says the irony is when a dog isn't trained, it can also feel stressed itself because it may be getting conflicting messages and doesn't know what to do. I'm glad you're feeling calmer, Beth. Oh my, Amy, you are so right on. So you see, me doing the thing that does not feel comfortable for me is actually doing the right thing. And I have to take the risks, and I think it's really going to work. So, Amy, thank you for that comment. Now, I want you to think about some of the things that are stressing you out and what your inner conflict may be, because we know that there's fear associated with stress altogether. And so, you know, there it is. What is the fear? So, I'm going to unplug James and plug him back in. No, I can't. Oh, yeah. Okay. Speak, O worthy one.
Hello, hello, hello.
Nothing. Nothing. All right, you'll just have to speak, and maybe I don't know. Something has gone wrong. Okay, so what I know I need to do is just carry on. So look at other things where you may have inner conflict about, and how that inner conflict causes you stress because you're being pulled in two different directions. And what is the fear? Now, sometimes we just don't have the experience to know what to do. And sometimes we just need to bone up. Like I spent a lot of time on the internet today looking at what do you do, I in situations that you don't know how to do. And thank God we have the internet. And I'm looking, I know the internet is full of bad information, but there's a lot of information on there, and I can cull through it and try to figure out what's up, what's right. Okay, so an experiment. But now I want to talk about the other side of it because I think you've got the idea of what I'm talking about. And Todd says, good idea. Thank you. So I'm going to have to be, thank God, this is close enough that I can sort of make it out.
Oh, Amy says the irony is.
I've already read all of
Oh,
that.
oh, thank you.
Okay,
Ditto, ditto.
speak, James.
I did.
Well, if there's
Shh. Hello, hello. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Can you turn me up?
no, there's nothing to be done. Okay, we'll have to figure this out another time. So anyway, you can deal with this, but I want to talk about the impact of stress. Now, there are people who actually say, oh, I do so much better when I'm under stress. It's like at the last minute I did that paper or I studied. Oh, Amy says she can hear you fine, James.
Oh, hallelujah. Well, something's working.
I don't get it because it doesn't show that it's working on the recording. Anyway, uh, I don't care. I want to stay focused. So, one of the major results of stress is some people think that they're really better. Oh, yes, I stayed up all night and I was so much smarter and all of that. For most of us, that is just a lie and a rationalization. Most of us get stupid from stress. Stupid? How could you
Yeah.
possibly
Under
say?
stress, I get anxious, and that anxiety makes me not as smart.
That's right. You wouldn't say stupid, but I would say stupid. So,
Stupider
anyway,
and stupider.
stupider and stupider and stupider, right? Because when we're stressed, okay, if we're stressed for a very brief period of time, we may be on high alert and we may be, oh my God, I'm, the saber-toothed tiger is at the door and I need to do something and it puts me into, real action. And I can understand that occasionally. But when stress becomes chronic and it's like just becomes a way of life, it really does tend to make us dumber because we start our. I don't know what the physiological issue is, but I do know that this happens to me, that I just start not thinking straight.
Yeah. Can relate to that.
So it's too much. It's too much. It's too much on the nervous system. And so I start making poor decisions. And guess what happens? James, could you please move Lily away from him?
Mm.
Just take her and move her onto your lap or somewhere so because she will not stop.
Yeah.
Thank you. So that is the point, that most of us who are under, and most of us are under chronic stress, will find that we aren't thinking that clearly or that well because we are just like on overload. And so our brains don't work. And guess what happens? The stupider we are, which causes more stress. Is that ever true?
That's
That
so
stress
true.
makes me stupider and sometimes just plain stopped in my tracks, says Amy.
Mhm.
Then we start feeling more and more stressed. Now, that's when people start taking drugs. Oh, I have to calm down. First, we get all revved up, and then we have to calm ourselves down. Right? Oh, I take this pill, I take that pill. Oh yeah, I'm so far behind now because I haven't really accomplished anything. So now I have to take a pill to rev me up so that I can finish the work that I should have done, but I didn't because I was too stressed. So that's not good. So stress ends up causing more stress for most of us.
That is very
That's
true.
what I think. Anyway, what do you think?
Yeah, yeah, more and more anxiety. Yeah,
More and more anxiety,
dumber and dumber.
and then we get dumber, and then we start feeling stressed about that. And, it's one thing after another, right? So we get more and more stressed. Then we start to think that stress is normal because we feel it so often. It's like, oh yeah, I mean, I don't feel stressed. I'm fine. I'm fine. I really am fine. I'm just so fine. I'm really fine. It's your fault. Something's wrong with you. You're causing me to feel this crazy. It has nothing to do with me and my level of stress. No, I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm fine. And how are you, Beth? Fine.
And how many people drink coffee to relieve their stress in the morning and then they wind up feeling more and more wound up?
Right. So now I have to select final mix because now we have gotten something has happened here and there's a new problem. Okay. I hope that you're hearing me now. Um, Here we go. So hopefully it's still working because there is a new problem in town that just started. I don't know why. Uh, Here we go. So, guys, what am I really aiming towards in this?
A solution, like how to deal with the stress?
Yes, how to deal with the stress. And now, what I'm going to talk about is going to sound kind of feeble. Elizabeth says, hello, it's still working. Oh, that's good.
Thank you, Elizabeth.
I also made a change in the computer. I found the problem and fixed it, but it was evidently it was working anyway. I will never do a program on stress again. Never. I mean, this is crazy. Is anything?
That's funny.
It is funny. But I'm really not that stressed. So obviously we know a lot of stress techniques like try meditation, deep breathing, and all of that.
Self-hypnosis.
Self hypnosis. What about trying to solve the problem
I
instead of
have one. You know, when I was feeling the most stressed today, I
yes.
put on your healing music and it shifted my mood completely. Felt
Ooh,
very relaxed, and then I went about my day feeling calm and centered.
that's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been
So,
doing that for almost 4 months now.
well, we are going to be putting out this healing music at the end of January, we hope, and then we'll invite all of you to listen to it and see if it helps you. But
Yeah.
what I want to say, the alternative to stress is faith. Now, what the heck is faith? Does that mean I'm pushing some concept of God? No. Faith can be, I mean, you can have faith in a higher power or God or anything. But the question is, what do you have faith in? And there are two things that come to mind that I think can be very helpful.
And what would those be?
The first thing is that it's all for the highest good. Now, this sounds stupid to a lot of people. I mean, how are you going to say this is, you're getting bombed or your nation has been overtaken by little green men, and I like the color green, or whatever it is, and you're supposed to say, "Oh, this is for the highest good." Well, I know it sounds dumb, but what's the alternative? The alternative is to walk around feeling stressed. Now, when I say it's for the highest good, that doesn't mean that, oh, it's perfect, it's lovely, everything is great. Oh, my child got hit by a car and is in a coma. Oh, yes. So, sorry, James, your volume is much lower. Again, I can still make out your words, though. Beth's volume is fine. Okay, well, we'll try to lean into one
Sure,
another.
I can do that.
Okay, so that was from Amy. So when I say that it's for our highest good, I mean there is always something that we can learn from anything, and that we make it valuable. You know, Amy says, anyway, I really appreciate this topic. Good, I'm glad you're sticking with it despite everything that's going on here. And so, because here, I'm saying, all right, what is the value of all of these logistical problems? Sweet baby James' microphone isn't working, and it's not his fault for a change. I can't even blame you. So, it's like, okay, well, we are learning to work together and involve our audience and be honest and relax on our own show, right? So that we are always better to able to handle things. So that's something we can learn. And if everything goes perfectly all the time, you never learn anything, right?
That's right.
You don't develop as a person. And even when really, really horrible things happen, there's something inside that can grow. And so, see, that's the major thing about faith. It's faith in yourself. It's not always about faith in some higher power or some God figure. It is faith in yourself that you will get through it, that you will survive, that you can live without the thing you're afraid you're going to lose, and find other resources. It forces you, and I know that doesn't always happen. Some people are so stressed for so long that they just fall apart. And I'm not criticizing them. But what I am saying is that if we are capable of having faith in ourselves, in saying, I will get something out of this, maybe it is that I shouldn't do this program anymore. No, that's not going to happen. You're not getting rid of me that easy. No way. So, but you know what? But you know what I'm saying? What am I learning here? Sometimes something isn't worth it. And I have to admit it. And maybe that means I have to admit that I'm weak in some way, or admit that I need help in some way that I haven't been asking for. I mean, any of these things can be the thing that we learn from the experience, right? So having faith in myself doesn't necessarily mean that I know how to fix the problem, but it means that I know how to ask for help, or I learn how to ask for help, or I give up the thing that is causing me terrible stress, and that it's time to give it up, and that there are other things in life to live for, or that I have to adjust to my new reality. And what is it in that new reality? Is there love somewhere there? Can I look honestly about the thing that I may have lost in the process, that I really needed to let go of? When there is no stress, there is usually no growth. Do you understand what I mean? That nothing is forcing us to change. So, when there's nothing forcing us to change, we could just become very placid, inert, unstimulated, stagnate. That's a possibility. But if I have faith in myself, I can say, I will live through this. I will learn how to make the best of this situation, even if I don't know right now. I am looking for the highest good, for something. I'm looking for it. I'm not just going to sit here and wallow in stress. I'm going to examine myself and find out if I have an inner conflict. And what is that inner conflict, if there is one?
And sometimes crisis can cause us to go deeper,
That's
get a
right.
deeper understanding. You talk about getting enlightened about the situation. That's
That's
the
right.
answer. Get the understanding.
That's very important that we have to develop our understanding, understand what happened. If we go back to that child who got hit by the car, maybe that child was running around like I always let my dogs run around, without supervision, and that the neighborhood has changed and you can't do that anymore, right? And, you hope that the child will recover, but that you learn that you have to do something else with your child, or your child needs you, or you need to build a backyard with a fence or something. Do you know what I'm saying? There's always, so whether it's on an emotional level or on a material level, or maybe you find that you're getting sick and it's because you are not taking care of your health. Maybe you had an accident because you were drinking and you need to quit.
I'd also like to say that you might just be thinking life is just too much. It's just a subjective feeling that nothing's dramatically happened that's different, but it's just feeling like it's so hard to cope. It's such a
Mm-hmm.
hard struggle. And it helps to do some things to relax yourself, like she was talking about, the meditating or relaxing music or deep breathing. I find deep breathing helps me a lot too.
Yes.
But
And
also, I want to mention too
yeah.
that if you're feeling a lot of anxiety on a continuing basis, that could be calling for a need for therapy. Like, what set up that pattern in you in the first place? Get
Mm-hmm.
counseling, get healing, get therapy of some kind.
Yeah, that's a very good point. Start to look within. So have faith in yourself. Have faith in your ability to look within, to learn, and to become more. So now I'm going to tell you very quickly because the show should be over, but we had such a mess, right? What am I doing? I'm playing Deck the Halls.
Well, if it makes you feel good, it's a happy tune.
So this is the Granny Rocks show, and we will be on again next Wednesday, and hopefully we will have figured out what's going on with sweet baby James Mike, and we'll have some other source of stress, and we'll tell you what's going on with our doggy,
We'll even
the
be
new
back
one.
tomorrow night, so we'll have it sorted out by then. Right?
Yes, tomorrow night we do Dreams of Peace. No,
No,
we're
no.
doing
How about Beth
Beth
Green's?
Green's Magical Piano Improvisations. Now, would you like to pick up Alvin so he can say goodbye? So don't forget, every Wednesday at
Hold on.
6:30, every Wednesday at 6:30, we do Granny Rocks, and every Thursday at 7 we do Beth Green's Magical Piano Improvisations, where I just sit and play the piano. And we are now going to stress out sweet baby James because I'm asking him to pick up the dog, and so that the doggy can say bye bye to everybody. Alvin!
Alvin, come here.
And don't fall over in the process. All right, so he's going to try to pick him up because I can't resist this. Can you resist meeting Alvin? Really?
What kind of dog is
And then
Alvin?
he's a Havanese. Okay.
There we
He
are.
desperately needs a
There.
haircut. He desperately needs a
I can't even
haircut.
see his
He
eyes.
says no.
Where are those
Bye
sweet brown
bye.
eyes?
Bye bye. He's a love. He is a love.
He
He
is.
was last night he was a love. Today he was a terror. But okay.
There we
Bye
go.
bye.